You are born weighing less than a stick of butter, which is not ideal when your mother weighs 250 pounds and sits down like collapsing furniture. Welcome to Panda infancy, a survival strategy best described as, please do not accidentally crush the baby. And unfortunately, this is only the beginning, because giant pandas may genuinely be one of evolution's most confusing decisions. They're bears, technically apex predators, built with the digestive system of a carnivore. And yet somehow, your entire lifestyle revolves around sitting down and emotionally committing to salad. Specifically bamboo, a plant so nutritionally useless that you need to eat it for like 14 hours a day just to remain operational. Imagine owning a Ferrari, but fueling it exclusively with celery. That's your body now. Because pandas didn't fully evolve into herbivores, they just sort of gave up halfway through the process and said, close enough. Your stomach still thinks meat should be arriving. Your teeth say predator. Your digestive tract says, why are we doing this? Meanwhile, your brain is operating on the caloric budget of a disappointed cucumber, which may explain why pandas spend most of their lives falling off things. And I need you to understand, they fall constantly. Trees, rocks, small hills, other pandas. Sometimes gravity just lightly taps a panda on the shoulder, and the entire animal disconnects from reality. Scientists will be carefully monitoring panda habitats and suddenly witness a fully grown bear roll backwards down a slope like dropped laundry. No survival instinct, no recovery plan, just, you would think evolution might eventually intervene, but no, because pandas discovered something extremely important millions of years ago. Humans think clumsiness is adorable, and that single discovery may have carried the entire species. Other animals survive through speed, strength, intelligence, camouflage. Pandas survive through public relations. This is not wildlife anymore. This is branding. A giant fuzzy ambassador accidentally somersaulting into conservation funding. And honestly, it works unbelievably well. Because humanity took one look at this emotionally exhausted vegetarian bear and collectively decided, we must protect this creature immediately. Which is fair, because pandas radiate the energy of a sleep-deprived guy trying to carry groceries after pulling an all-nighter. Everything they do looks mildly inconvenient. Eating bamboo looks difficult. Walking, questionable. Existing, clearly overwhelming. And pandas somehow make even basic movement look like an unexpected side quest. A panda can trip while sitting down. Scientists have documented pandas rolling downhill accidentally because they were simply too round to negotiate physics correctly. Imagine being defeated by angles. That's your species now. And despite being classified as bears, pandas are shockingly bad at bear activities. Other bears hunt salmon, fight wolves, survive winters, terrorize forests. Pandas get startled by sneezing. A grizzly bear enters a river like a mythological monster. A panda enters a river like someone trying not to drop their phone. And the truly incredible part, they are still technically carnivores. Somewhere deep inside every panda, there's an apex predator blueprint desperately trying to load. Unfortunately, the operating system has been completely replaced by consume bamboo, fall over, take nap. This animal is basically edible software running on outdated hardware. And because bamboo contains almost no energy, your entire daily schedule becomes biologically embarrassing. Wake up, eat bamboo. Sit down, eat bamboo. Fall, eat bamboo, sleep. Repeat until conservationists applaud. Pandas spend so much time eating that their lives resemble exhausted office workers trapped in an infinite lunch break. And evolution absolutely knows this looks ridiculous. Because bamboo isn't even good food. It's basically crunchy sadness. Most animals eat strategically. High calories, efficient nutrition, survival optimization. Pandas looked at all that and said, what if lunch lasted forever? So now your body compensates by moving as little as possible, which explains the legendary panda energy level, slightly haunted beanbag chair. Sometimes pandas will just sit motionless, staring into space while chewing bamboo with the emotional commitment of a broken office employee. No thoughts, no ambitions, only leaf tube. And weirdly, humanity loves this. The internet took one look at a bear collapsing off playground equipment and decided, yes, this is peak evolution. Which honestly says concerning things about us too. Because pandas aren't just clumsy, they are comically unprepared for reality. Baby pandas especially. A newborn panda looks less like a future bear and more like an uncooked chicken nugget with anxiety. Tiny pink, screaming, completely helpless. If evolution were graded professionally, this would not pass quality inspection. And panda mothers only raise one cub most of the time. Because pandas occasionally have twins, which sounds exciting until you realize the mother immediately looks at both babies like, absolutely not. I barely have enough energy for one disaster. Imagine giving birth and instantly entering low power mode. That's panda parenting. And to be fair, the babies are exhausting. Panda cubs spend their early lives screaming with the confidence of broken smoke alarms, tiny angry potato noises echoing through bamboo forests. Meanwhile, the mother is trying desperately not to accidentally body slam the child into another dimension. And because pandas are bears, the babies still possess tiny fragments of bear instincts, meaning occasionally the cub attempts something ambitious, like climbing, which immediately becomes a problem. Because panda cubs climb with the coordination of drunk toddlers wearing oven mitts. They climb trees, fall out of trees, then climb the same tree again like nothing happened. No lesson learned, no tactical improvement, just perhaps gravity was temporary. And adult pandas are somehow worse. Scientists built enrichment playgrounds for pandas, to stimulate them mentally. Huge mistake, because pandas treat playground equipment like physics-based comedy generators. One panda will confidently climb onto a platform, forget where his feet are, and backflip directly into emotional ruin. Another somehow gets trapped inside a tire swing despite being the approximate shape of the tire swing. A third just rolls downhill continuously like the world's least threatening avalanche. And through all of this, the panda always looks mildly surprised, like, wow, how did this happen again? Sir, you walked directly into the problem. And somehow pandas still became one of the world's most beloved animals, which is fascinating. Because evolution created cheetahs, orcas, eagles, perfect predators. Then pandas arrived, looking like sleepy raccoons wearing formal attire. And humanity lost its mind. People see a panda sneeze itself off a chair and immediately donate $40 to conservation. That is power. This species accidentally discovered emotional manipulation, and they weaponized it globally. Zoos know this too. A panda doesn't even need to do anything. Crowds gather automatically. The panda could literally just sit there eating bamboo incorrectly for 6 hours, and tourists would react like they're witnessing divine revelation. Oh my God, he's chewing, incredible. Meanwhile, somewhere nearby, a tiger's performing perfect apex predator behavior to absolutely nobody. Because the tiger isn't shaped like a plush toy experiencing burnout. And panda noises somehow make everything stranger. You expect majestic bear sounds, deep growls, powerful roars, ancient forest monster energy. No. Pandas honk, bleat, chirp. Sometimes they sound like malfunctioning dog toys. A fully grown panda can produce noises resembling a confused goat entering customer service. Imagine hearing that inside a dark forest. Not terrifying, just deeply concerning. And pandas somehow made reproduction difficult too, which is honestly impressive. Most animals reproduce using straightforward biological urgency. Pandas treat romance like two exhausted introverts accidentally scheduled for a corporate meeting. Females are only fertile for a ridiculously short time, meaning scientists must monitor panda hormones with the intensity of NASA launching rockets. Entire conservation programs operating like, okay, everybody, this is the one day. Please, for the love of evolution, act like bears. And sometimes the pandas still refuse. One panda gets distracted and another falls over. A third decides bamboo remains emotionally more important. Conservationists watching millions of dollars worth of breeding research collapse because one panda became sleepy, which genuinely happens. Some pandas are so uninterested in reproduction that humans had to show them panda videos. Imagine requiring romantic tutorial footage for your own species. At that point, evolution is just freelancing. And despite all this, pandas somehow survived thousands of years. Because bamboo forests are basically giant edible waiting rooms, pandas evolved a lifestyle centered entirely around avoiding urgency. Move slowly, eat constantly. Try not to explode down hills. Honestly, there's something admirable about that. Every other animal is trapped in endless violence. Wolves chasing elk, lions hunting gazelles, eagles stealing babies. Meanwhile, pandas built an entire existence around. Absolutely not. That sounds exhausting. And the craziest part, pandas are actually incredibly strong, like terrifyingly strong. Underneath all the bumbling teddy bear behavior, there is still a bear skeleton operating. A panda could absolutely
Aw, look
ruin
at
your
the
afternoon,
panda.
which creates a deeply confusing
Wait,
contrast.
that's still a bear.
Because one second, the animal's accidentally falling off a log. The next second, you remember, oh, right, that thing can snap bamboo like uncooked spaghetti. This is basically nature designing a forklift with the personality of a sleepy kindergarten student. And because humans love pandas so much, we've essentially turned them into celebrity wildlife. Entire diplomatic agreements revolve around pandas. Countries don't just receive pandas, they receive the pandas, like fuzzy political ambassador. Still here? Might as well subscribe.